Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Groovewaves tonight. I'm sitting here with Ivano Bellini. We just got done wrapping up our Friday night sessions. I'd like to give a very special thank you to Ivano for making his way all the way down from South Beach to my humble adieu. Ivano, why don't you tell everybody what you got coming up?
Well, a lot as usual. No, I mean, I've been traveling quite a bit. I mean, I'm not playing in Miami as much as I used to, but I've been traveling constantly. South America, East Coast, West Coast. I mean, pretty good. I'm going to Europe and Africa at the end of the month. I also just started going back in the studio, which was long overdue because I'm really lazy when it comes to production. I'm not lazy, but I'm not producing as much as I'm supposed to. But I just got into the studio and I'm remixing a track for my friend Claude Monet out of Paris. The label is called Back to Fundamental, and they just released a track with an amazing vocal. I mean, it's really, really good. It sounds like a Merc track from 15, 18 years ago. Same kind of voice, really funky stuff. So I'm doing a remix for him. It's going to come as a second release with the remixes. I think it's going to be David Penn and me doing the remixes. So I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, when I heard that a cappella, that track, but when I heard that voice, I was like, oh my god, I have to do something with it. So I went back to the studio to do that, and I'm very happy about it.
So in essence, that vocal inspired you to get your rear end back in the studio and start doing what you're supposed to be doing. Absolutely. Very good. In house music, you know, we see things come and go, genres. Right now, the tech sound and the tech is very popular. Where do you see house music in the next, year? What genre do you feel is going to be breaking through conference come next year, 2009? You got any ideas? Something you might want to fill us in on?
Well, I've been playing that tech stuff for a while now, for more than 2 years. Got inspired when I went to Ibiza and I heard people over there play it. I mean, it's really weird because you go in Europe. I mean, I'm talking about the dance clubs where people go to hear, new music. They go to Germany, Italy, and all that, and that's all they play. I mean, sometimes it's more on the minimal side, sometimes more on the tech side, but it's that tech sound that's being played. And if you go to South America, they also love this stuff. But I mean, they love it. But here in the US, it hasn't hit much yet. There's a few little places here and there, but most people, they haven't got to that sound yet. I hope that little by little it's gonna come because we're a little backwards here. Real late. I mean, if you go out in the clubs and anywhere, I mean, Miami, New York, and we're lucky. We still have the best club scenes in the US, but if you go to all the other places, including here, the music sounds a little old right now. It's the stuff that sounded, that electro-ish stuff that started, hitting hard 3-4 years ago, and it hasn't really moved. In Europe, they're not over that, because you still find those clubs, but at least you have an alternative where you can go, get some techie stuff, less vocally and a little bit more intense on the bass side. And then, I mean, I really love that. I'm not sure which way it's going to go. From one country or from one continent to another might be different. I really hope that at least some places would get into this sound and that it gets played more here. We'll see. I mean, they're bringing DJs. I mean, I heard, that Adam Bayer a couple of weeks ago. I don't know who they had again. I mean, but they have some DJs coming in. Guy Gerber was playing about a month ago. So that's great. That's the way it's supposed to be.
As you know, Groovewaves is a lot of unknown DJs here, like myself. Being a relatively unknown throughout Miami and world. What type of advice would you give to somebody like me who's trying to get in on the club scene? I've been following you, man, for many years. I think the last set I caught you at, my wife was pregnant. She gave me the opportunity to catch you. We got the VIP at Space. You opened up for Lawler. And to me, that was an amazing set. And to be honest with you, that's the last time, well, I don't want to say last time, but that's actually the last time I went to the main room to pay for a DJ, and I caught you, and I thought you were simply amazing. But back to the question, DJ starting out, there's a lot of young guys checking out Groovewaves, and they want to come on here and get their sound out and their face out. What kind of recommendation can you give these young bucks trying to make it? I know you're a veteran at this shit, and God knows I bumped my head at the Cool Junkie competition 2004. What kind of advice could you give somebody like myself?
I don't know. I mean, it all depends if you have to live off it or not. I mean, if you have the luxury of not needing to work doing this to pay your rent, then you can, you have the luxury of really playing what you want and wait until it happens. So if you're in that kind of luxury, my advice is be unique. I mean, find your own style, your own way, your own way of doing things. If you have a DJ that you really like, if you try to copy him, first it's gonna be really hard, because if it's a well-known DJ or superstar DJ, it's probably really good. So to try to copy him, it's gonna be really hard. Inspire. I mean, listen to a lot of other DJs. I mean, look at what they do, and take ideas, but don't try to copy. And then from that, try to find your own path. Do a lot of research on the music. I mean, yeah, you can go on Beatport and download the top 100, and I know a lot of DJs do that, and it's a shame. I mean, yeah, it's easy, and then you have the 20 or 30 biggest hits, and you can play 2 hours of music. Yeah, and everybody's gonna dance, but you're not gonna achieve anything. People are not really gonna remember, because they're gonna hear you, and then they're gonna go in another club and they're gonna hear the exact same music, so you're not gonna be out of that. Find your own path. I mean, you hopefully, if you're good and if you play extraterrestrial music and nobody likes it and you're the only one in your own world, it's not gonna work either. But if you find your path and play music that people can dance to, you're gonna stand out of the pack, and probably it's gonna be better for you.
Well, once again, I am Djrc, and you're listening to Groovewaves.tv, and you just heard the sounds of DJ Ivano Bellini. Be sure to check them out and support your locals here in Miami. Thank you for tuning in to Groovewaves, and good night.